Hello, I'm coming from my home studio to talk about something serious that affects each and every one of us. Welcome, this is Teabag After Dark. Tonight I'm going to talk about how we're all getting robbed, how taxes have gotten out of hand and no one seems to care. Every dollar you make is taxed around 50 to 60% at the end of the day between sales tax, state, and Fed taxes. And that's not to mention the new taxes they come up with every year, taxes that are just messed up. Like, for instance, payroll tax. That's a tax your employer has to pay. Based on what you were taxed, the employer has to match that for whatever reason. That's pretty much a shakedown of that business. And for what? Protection from fines and prosecution. How is that any different from the mob asking for protection money? It's all a scam. Then there are other crooked taxes, such as inheritance tax, which is really messed up. You work all your life to build wealth for your family, only for the government to step in and be like, "We'll take that, thank you." And that seems really wrong. It makes it hard for the average American to create generational wealth, and it seems designed that way. People have lost family homes because they couldn't afford the capital gains on it. Now, this mainly affects families who are mostly living paycheck to paycheck, and in this economy, that's common. Now, there are ways around it like living trust and others like it. Just read the book, What Would Rockefeller Do? This is the information age, and it's easier now to get this knowledge. And still, most people don't know about these things. Why do you think they wouldn't tell everyone about this? Because America is one giant money grab with the American dream rug pulled out from us all. For example, you pay for a home over 30 years, which used to take 5 years, and if you don't pay property tax, they can come take it, and this has happened before. So do you truly own your home? All these aforementioned taxes are tantamount to thievery, and at the expense of the American people. Hell, Maryland tried to propose a death tax. When you die, your estate would be taxed. Now this is getting out of hand. We fought a revolution over 3% T-tax and birthed a nation. Now those who fought and died for America's independence are rolling in their graves. They're rolling so fast they're probably drilling deeper into the earth. And why do we as Americans put up with this? Why are we not taking to the streets in protest? I'll tell you why. The government likes to distract us with constant bad news, or divide us with things like racism, Epstein files, or now UAPs. They will do anything to keep our minds off the fact that the American dream is dead and the system killed it, and they are robbing us blind. The peaceful protest is the way. Some people have introduced the idea of everyone not paying their taxes. Now, maybe 50 years ago that might have worked because people had more of a mob mentality back then. But these days, everyone is so divided by everything in front of their faces, no one will come together, and it would take everyone, and that will never happen. Our country is going to crap while we all just sit back and watch in the form of shorts. Did you know before the IRS, people just paid sales tax on items you purchased? But then the IRS, originally the Bureau of Internal Revenue, was created on July 1st, 1862, by President Abraham Lincoln and Congress to fund the rising expenses of the Civil War. It was established to collect the nation's first income tax, which was a 3% tax on incomes over $600. The agency was later made permanent in 1913 following the 16th Amendment. Now you can pay up to 30% on, say, gig work over $600, and ever since the IRS's birth, taxes have just gotten out of hand, not just on the federal level, but also state. For some people, gig work is all they have. Our job market is trash. And with AI supposedly taking over and taking everyone's job, it will get increasingly hard to make a living. I ask you as Americans, when does it reach a breaking point? When will the rising cost of everything all the time since you were born take the toll? When will people say enough is enough? We need a drastic change, and we need it soon. Americans can't keep living like this. There will be a breaking point. History has shown this. Just look at the French Revolution. And I also heard they're trying to raise the retirement age again. They're like, people are living longer, let's force them to work longer. And everyone is just sitting back letting it happen. Now, some taxes are warranted to fund things like education and infrastructure, but we should never be spending money on programs that take away from the American people. Don't take my word for it. Look into everything I've mentioned today and see for yourself how we are being robbed, and let me know what you think in the comments. Share this video, spread the idea, and help plant the seed of change. People's awareness of this injustice needs to be addressed by the masses and Congress. Write your local state representatives about making the changes they're obligated by their oath to do. Remember, they work for the American people, not themselves or their agendas. Thank you for watching, and remember to #TeabagTheAlgorithm.